en el estado de Oregon. Saludos en todo California. En Denver, Colorado.
La rama del mezquite donde tú me esperabas, desde que tú te fuiste se comenzó a secar. Sus hojas eran verdes y ya son amarillas, parece que comprenden que yo estoy sin vida. La rama del mezquite, igual que ellos se mueren. Amor, si algún día vuelves, me vas a visitar. Al panteón de los enamorados, pero sobre mi tumba no vayas a llorar. Mi cruz será la rama del mezquite. Así sabrás lo mucho que te quise. La rama del mezquite y yo estaremos juntos, mas no te pongas triste, todo tiene su final.
Arremánguele por toda la orilla, primo. Es el manada.
Mi cruz será la rama del mezquite. Así sabrás lo mucho que te quise. La rama del mezquite y yo estaremos juntos, mas no te pongas triste, todo tiene su final.
Ahí les enviamos otra de las clásicas, Mi Golondrina. Arre.
All right, everybody, welcome to Scene Fronteras Music Talk. Tonight is Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Man, we are back. We are here. We have another guest in the house tonight for you guys. Another artist. It's got some great music out there. We're going to be bringing him in here shortly. But before we do that, please, we ask everybody to share. Share this with your friends, your family. Share it on your feed. We are streaming right now. We are streaming on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Amazon. So we are on all those streaming platforms. So thank you guys. We appreciate you guys for coming in and hanging out with us. Stay tuned. Just before we do that, we always have to say, send a big shout out to our sponsors, and one of our main sponsors and our only main sponsor is Red Nolan Auto Group. So we will say thank you to Red Nolan Auto Group. They are our powered by sponsor. We also have after that, we have man, we just picked up RV of the Rockies. RV of the Rockies is also a sponsor for us, and as well as man, we got Sarah Rose Boutique and Imports. We've got gee, it just slipped my mind. I don't have it in my screen in front of me. But anyway, everybody, we have those supporters and followers that are sponsoring us. We will bring those on in here in just a bit. Welcome, Irma. We got Irma in the house. Let's see who we got in the house here. We've got, man, we've got quite a few folks already loaded in, logged in. So, everybody, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the interview. Let's bring in our guest for the night, and his name is he is Carlos P. Garcia. What do
Hello.
you say, Mr. Carlos?
How you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for allowing me the time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Welcome to Sin Fronteras Music Talk. I'm William Leyba. We are streaming live. We've got everybody in the house watching. Why don't you go ahead and give us a little introduction of who you are, where you're from, what you have going on. Just give us a little bit of history of who Carlos P. Garcia is.
Oh, like I said, my name is Carlos P. Garcia. I am from Laredo, Texas, and I've been doing music for almost 30 years now, 30 plus years. Um, I started as a drummer. I moved up to singing. Uh, I played rock and roll. I played heavy metal, but once I fell into Tejano, I fell in love with the Tejano, and I've been doing it for the past 25 years or so, 30 years. Um, I was an independent artist for most of that time. I have signed a couple of contracts, but I just signed to a brand new label called Rondell Records. So we just put out our first single. It's called Aunque sé que ya no estás, but we're working on an album which should be out pretty soon this year.
That's good, man. That is good to hear. I was downloading some of your music, and I was looking at, I was listening to some of your music as I was downloading it, and you done some stuff with Shelly Lares. I seen.
I
Um,
did a collaboration with her maybe like 3 years ago now, 2 3 years.
yeah.
Uh, it's called "Quien tuvo la culpa." It was a lot of fun, but going into the studio was great because I was getting some of that feedback from her through a microphone, through some earphones. But when we actually did the video, the videographer asked me to look at Shelly in her eyes, like in her face. I couldn't do it. She made me nervous. Um, but in the studio, it's different because I didn't have to look at her. I was in a different room. It's
Yeah.
just earphones, microphone. But when we're like face to face, I mean, there's glimpses in the video where I kind of look at her, but I'm not really looking her in the eye. I'm kind of looking off to the side a little bit because I would tell her. I was like, you know what, you make me nervous. She goes, I don't know. She goes, why? I said, I don't know. It's just you make me nervous. So, but it was fun. She's super cool. She's very down to earth, and she's great to work with.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely, man. I seen that. I want to welcome in the studio. Well, actually, on the other end is Adam Brown, Mr. Adam Brown. Nate Martinez is logged in with us. Of course, we got Irma, we got Sarah Molina Chavez, LLM Lupe. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. So, when you said you've been in the music 30 years, you started out as a drummer, you started out as rock. What what was it that made you or that you decided, okay, enough of the nonsense? I'm just kidding, everybody. Enough of the rock, man. I'm going to Tejano. What was it that just made you transition? What gave you that drive to transition over?
I used to live about maybe 2 blocks away from a band, a piano band. It was called the Reunion Band, and I would drive by their house every day on my way home because we were on the same street. And one day I decided to stop and ask the guys, would it be okay for me to watch you guys and learn how to do the audio stuff? And the guys were really cool, and they said, yeah, come on in, take a seat. You can do whatever you need, whatever you want, and ask questions, stuff like that. I was like, yeah, perfect. So maybe like a few weeks later, they were at like, do you play an instrument? I said, yeah, I'm a drummer. Okay. So little by little, one day the drummer didn't show up. And the guys were like, you know what? You've heard the songs many times. Can you fill in? I was like, I'll try. So I went in there and I worked on some songs with them and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, that's really good. I was like, oh, thank you. So, but that was it. There was no like, oh, you're going to be in the band or anything like that. Then a few weeks later, the drummer and the singer didn't show up. They're like, can you sing? Can you kind of just sing along so we can get an idea and we can practice? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I did. And the keyboard player said, man, that sounds really good. I said, well, thank you. And that was it. But then maybe a few months later, we had a Christmas party. And the owner of the group, he said, man, you know what? That day, take a nice shirt with you. And I was like, wow, like, okay, maybe my shirts are not that nice, right? But I was kind of helping out as a more of a roadie type a deal.
Hmm.
So we went, we set everything up. They started the show, and maybe like 3 or 4 songs into the show, he turns at me and he goes, change your shirt. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So I went and changed my shirt. And then maybe I went back, maybe two songs later, he says, I'd like to invite a special guest. And so he brought me on stage. I wasn't even ready for it. I wasn't even thinking that I was gonna sing. So he brought me on stage, and sure enough, there I go. I start singing a song, and I see all the people like enjoying the song. First, I was super nervous, of course. My heart was like coming out of my chest. I was sweating and a whole deal. Um, but then I saw the people dancing and stuff like that, and I started to get more comfortable. And by the end, everybody was like clapping and like, "Hey man, good job," this and that. So and by the time I finished that song, I was like, I could get used to this, But still, I hadn't made it. I hadn't made a choice to sing. So then I had tried. I went and tried out as a drummer for another band, and we were waiting for on the singer that night, and he never showed. And unfortunately, it was because he passed that night. So, but that night, it kind of the same thing happened. We were messing around with the drums and singing and stuff like that. And I sang a couple of songs, and the bass player, which was the singer's brother, he said, "Man, that's really good." And I said, "Oh, thank you." But again, no talks about, "Hey, do you want to sing?" or anything like that. But like I said, the singer had passed, and the following day we went back to the other band to where they practiced, and everybody was asking, "Hey, what happened to the singer and this and that?" And I said, I don't know him." And they go, "Yeah, what do you mean you don't know him?" I said, "Yeah, I don't know him. But you were over there practicing." I was like, "He never showed up." And then they told me he had passed, and I was like, "Oh wow." So I mean, it was a sad situation, right? But so they decided to kind of like split up again. And maybe like a month later, 2 months later, I was at a local music store, and a friend of mine came into the store, and they all call me Charlie. He goes, "Hey, Charlie." I say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "Chewy, the keyboard player from the other band, is looking for you." And I was like, "Man, you know what? Tell him that I'm already playing over here and I'm comfortable and this and that." And he goes, "He doesn't want you to play. He wants you to sing." And I was like, "Me sing?" I was like, "No, I don't think so." So I turned around and I started looking at some stuff in the store. And as soon as I turned around, I hear him go, "Chewy, I'm here with Charlie." And I turned around, I looked at him, and he gave me the phone. I was like, "Shh." So I took the phone and I spoke to Chewy and I said, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Man, we want you to come over to sing." And I was like, "Man, you know what? I'll go, but if you don't like it, let me know, and no hard feelings. Like we'll go our separate ways." And same for me. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, that's cool." So long story short, we ended up playing together for 8 years, and we played
Wow.
a lot, a lot, a lot. And that was my first gig as a singer, So I learned a lot. We ended up being a house band at a local club for a year, and man, just I learned how to try to take care of my voice. I learned stage presence, engagement, stuff like that. I didn't know any of that because when you're behind in the back of the stage behind the drums, nobody really sees you. Like they kind of get a glimpse of you once in a while, and I don't have to worry about what I'm doing. I have to worry about what I'm playing. I don't have to worry about looking at people and stuff like that. The singer does. As a drummer, I was in my own world. So yeah, sure enough, I went up there and I learned all that. But then after 8 years, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. I joined another band, and it was a little bit more of a like a norteño light type of deal. We did macizo, intenso, duelo, sólido, stuff like that. So we did that for a while, and but that it's like most bands. Everybody's always looking for that big break. It happened with the first band. We got offered a deal, and everybody started like, oh, I have work. Oh, you know what, I can't. I just got married. I have school. So the band, like, nobody signs. Okay, so I moved on to the next band. Sure enough, got the same deal. Nobody really wanted to sign because of work, family, and stuff like that. I mean, understandable, but I mean, everybody's always looking for that big break, right? So it kept happening. Finally, I that band broke up and we went our separate ways. I joined another band. Uh, Funny enough, the owner of the band started working at the same place I worked, and we started talking about music and stuff like that. And he goes, "So you sing?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Why don't you come over to my house on Thursday or something like that, and we're gonna practice." So I went over, and it was just a jam, not even a practice, more of a jam. So we jammed that night, and we ended up being together for a couple of years. Same thing, they offered us a contract, stuff like that. But I decided to walk away for a little bit because the club that we're playing in at the time, and at the time here in Laredo, there was no smoking ban. So I started to get really sick, and I started to lose my voice, and I was having lung issues. And so I quit that for a while. I went back to school, and then when I came back, um, some years later, a friend of ours, she plays bass, and she kept telling me, "You know what? We're playing at this club. Come watch us and this and that." And I was like, "No." I knew why, because she wanted me to sing. I didn't want to go because I didn't want to get pulled back. I thought I was done with
Yeah.
music. And so sure enough, we went. We were watching them play and everything, and then she calls me up and stuff like that. And as soon as I started singing, I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm back. Like I want to do something. I'm gonna have to do something again. And when we did it, we did like 4 or 5 songs. When I got off, there was a guy at the edge of the stage, and he goes, "Hey man, you sing with anybody?" I was like, "No, no, I'm gonna start a project." And he goes, I need somebody to help me. We have some gigs for Christmas and this and that." I was like, I'll help you." So he went and sat down, and then as we were leaving, another man came up to me. He goes, "Hey, we have a band and this and that." And I said, "You know what? I don't want to really join a band right now. I'm gonna start fresh, and I'm gonna start my own thing and stuff like that." And same thing. "Hey, we have some gigs." And I said, "Look, if I'm gonna help this guy, and I'll help you whatever dates I can." So we did the dates, and finally I was kind of like free. But then another man called me. He goes, "Hey, yeah, we have some dates." Then our singer left and this and that. I was like, so I was like with 3 or 4 bands at the same time, just helping everybody out. And then I met some guys, and I was like, okay, look, so we started to practice. We started, but I don't know. I guess the level of commitment for everybody was a little different. So it stopped. And then, lo and behold, 2017, I found out about the Hanoaro, and uh, but we had a car accident, and I had certain neck surgery. So the doctor said not to sing for 6 months. I was like, wow, that's a bummer. So I wasn't ready for Tejano Idol. By the time it came up, I wasn't ready. But then, I'm sorry, that was 16. 17, I went Tejano Idol, and I ended up like fourth place. And I said, you know what, that's it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I was doing. The president of the coalition, she called me. She goes, "Are you gonna come back next year?" And I said, "I don't think so." And she goes, "Why?" And she goes, "Because the way it worked, they would pick 2 songs for you. It didn't matter what key, what song. They would just say, you know what, these are the songs for you." So I got the songs. I wasn't very comfortable. I still did them. And I told her that I was like, you know what, if I was able to pick my own music, maybe I would be more comfortable. And she said, "Let me call you back." And the next day she called me. She goes, "Okay, we already changed the rules. Everybody's gonna get to pick their own songs." So I mean, I love music like Jay Perez and Ram and all this stuff. So I ended up picking 2 Jay Perez songs that I knew and I had sang before and I liked and stuff like that. And that year, 2018, I won the competition. So
Wow.
by that year, by the time that this was in November, but before that, I had already started recording a song. So when I won the contest, it just gave me all that, you know what, that extra confidence that I needed to release the song. And sure enough, that was my once I won the contest. In December, I think we released a song and then a video also. It was going really well. We put out our second song called "Perdóname," which is a cover, but really good song. We did that, and we were gaining some traction, and getting calls for work and stuff like that. And then, like everybody else, COVID hit. You know, boom,
Yep.
2020, COVID hit, and man, it just hit everybody hard. It just like a knockout punch. As to so trying to come back was is for an independent artist, somebody who just kind of started. It's hard because I saw it for the established artists. So can you imagine for us, the ones that were
Yep.
barely starting? Um, so yeah, we did that. We released another song with kind of mixed uh, reviews, you know, but it was okay. We started getting more and more attention again, and then we started releasing more songs and stuff like that. I finally uh, I did sign with another label for one song, and then we parted ways, and that's when I spoke to Shelly about recording a song, and we did that song in her studio. That's why I was telling
Wow.
you that being in her studio was cool because I didn't have to look at her face to face in the studio. Like I would talk to her, but then I would go into a different room, so we would kind of just communicate through mics and stuff. But that was a great experience. I mean, she's an awesome musician. She's an awesome person, and she's just like giving me tips and stuff like that. I mean, I always tell everybody that you never learn everything. You've never reached that point where okay, I know everything. I don't care how old you are. There's always something new to learn, always. And while we were there, she was talking about vocal fatigue, and I had felt it a little bit, but I didn't know a term for it and stuff like that. So I looked it up, and she told me, she goes, you need to vocalize every day. You need to warm up before every gig. She goes, are you doing that? I said no. She goes, that's gonna get to you eventually. It's gonna hurt you. So every day you wake up, hum, vocalize, do stuff before you sing, warm up. So now I do. Now I do it every day. And my wife thinks I'm crazy when I wake up and I'm walking on the hall humming. Uh, but at first she thought I was crazy. Now she understands what I'm saying or what I'm doing. But yeah, like it's never you're never at the point where you can't learn something new, and
Right.
and we can always get better. So when somebody like Shelly gives you advice, and man, you take it, man, because
Yep.
it's somebody who's been there and done that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. What a story, man. We're gonna say hello to John Gabriel Martinez. John Gabriel, thank you for coming
Hello.
in and hanging out with us. We got Luciana Escabal. Thank you, Luciana. Man, you know what? Those got Adam Brown again, Mr. Adam Brown. Thank you. You know that is crazy though to hear that story and then to think that you were on that momentum and then like everybody, COVID hit us all whatever industry you were in, whatever job you were doing, whatever it was, man, it hit us like a ton of bricks, and it put a stop to everything. But to see you that you kept going, and you found your fit. You went through a couple of record labels, you got there, you kind of got comfortable again, and here you are today with music that you've released, more music that you've released, and having the experience. Not very many artists get to collab with Shelly Lattes or be in the studio with Shelly Lattes. So that is an accomplishment right there, man. So great job on that. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
play we're gonna play one of your releases so that everybody listening and tuning in can get a feel for your music. What song you want us to kick it off with? What are you feeling?
Um, let's give him a taste of that first song. That song I wrote it like 20 years before it was recorded. So when it's time to go into the studio, I said, you know what, I'm going to do one of my own songs. It's called Vete Ya.
Vete ya, let's do it. Here we go. Vete ya, Carlos P. Garcia.
darme compasión, pero solo me has dejado aquí muy triste. Me dijiste soy solo para ti, y a la vuelta te encontraste otro cariño, y otra vez se ha perdido ese amor que ya tantas veces me has prometido. Vete ya, vete ya, vete ya, ya no quiero yo nada contigo. Contigo solo le doy golpes al corazón y no encuentro cómo darle el alivio. Soy solo para ti, y a la vuelta te encontraste otro cariño, y otra vez se ha perdido ese amor que ya tantas veces me has prometido. Vete ya, vete ya, vete ya, ya no quiero yo nada contigo. Contigo solo le doy golpes al corazón y no encuentro cómo darle el alivio. Vete ya, vete ya, vete ya, ya no quiero yo nada contigo. Contigo solo le doy golpes al corazón y no encuentro cómo darle el alivio.
There you go, everybody. That was Carlos Garcia. Vete ya. Man, that was a great song.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
That was
Very well done.
that song was written while waiting for my wife. I was in the car waiting for her. We were visiting a friend, and me and my son were sitting in the car. And many years ago, they would do commercials on radio for TV shows or novelas. And there was a little excerpt of the novela. Just you know what, and I heard it, and that sparked the inspiration for the song. That was the first song I had ever written. I had never written a song before, and so I looked for whatever was in the car. It was just a piece of cardboard, and I started writing away, and I finished the song in like 10 minutes. But it was funny because like I said, I had never written anything before, and it was just because of that little excerpt. It didn't even say "vete ya." That there was no words like that in that little excerpt, but the inspiration hit me really, really hard. I was like, wow, okay. So I started writing, and back then I thought, okay, this song would fit a certain artist. But back then, getting in touch with the artist wasn't, not to say that it's easy, but it wasn't as accessible now like it is now. So I ended up keeping those songs for a long time. So when it was time to record the song, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do one of my own songs, and we'll see how it goes. Um, I mean, you see, once you do it and you look back on it, you think like, okay, I could have done better here, I could have done better there. But it's always hindsight, it's 2020. But it's okay. I mean, you learn. It was my first song. I learned stuff from there that I took on to the second song, to the third song, and up to now. And there's a lot of production and stuff like that that I wasn't really aware of because I had only recorded in a studio one time before that, like 20 years before. So I was like a fish out of water again. I was like learning everything, um, learning about the space between you and the mic. Like sometimes I was too close because I would forget. Sometimes I would get too far. Just the dynamics of the singing and stuff like that. When you record it and when you're doing live, it's very different. But like I said, I mean, there's never you never learn everything. There's always time to learn more. There's always
And
space.
That's it's kind of crazy that you mentioned that and you say that because you're right. There's a lot of folks out there who been singing for years and they don't know some of those things that you just described. They may not pay too much attention to because they're just so used to being their way. They're this, they're that, and going at it. But that makes a lot of sense. And for someone to be able to continue to learn, even me in the construction field, there's guys that I've been in the field for 25 years now, and there's guys that have been in the field for 35, 40 years. And I'll watch them guys and I'll pay attention, I'll listen, and I'll absorb everything like a sponge because, like you say, you're never too old to learn. And as the more you can learn from somebody that's been there, done that, and probably has made the mistake and corrected themselves, and it kind of helps you get a little bit further along in the game.
Yeah. And anytime that somebody that has been there before and has been through it for so many years, and not only that, they've thrived, they've done well for themselves. I mean, you always have to listen. You always have to pay attention. Like you said, you pay attention because there's things that you think you already know, but there might be an easier way to do it or a better way to do it. And
Yes.
the other day I was having trouble with the song, and there's it's just a word, one word that I couldn't get out. And so I started thinking, you know what, Google, YouTube. I started looking it up, and I found exactly what I was looking for, and it was just a certain movement of the mouth that I needed to do, and just instead of trying to open my mouth, it was more of a closed mouth thing. It's hard to explain, but once I saw it, I was like, okay. So I tried it, and it worked. So, like I said, I mean, you're always learning something new, and I love to learn something new every day. I tell everybody try and learn something new every single day because I mean it's amazing how many things we don't really know, and uh,
Exactly.
and it just makes it more prepared every time. So it's a cool thing.
It is. We got Gigi La Chicana Guerrero says, Saludos, Carlos.
Gigi out from the valley. Saludos.
Yeah, yeah,
Artist,
Gigi and Norma.
podcast.
Yeah, they have a great show. And with that being said, I watch a lot of other podcasts, and I learned from those guys. I learned from a lot of the other shows out there that there's some things that we don't do here that they do or they do differently. And yeah, man, I learned from all that. And it's if you're closed minded and don't want to learn, then man, shame on you because there's so much knowledge out there to gain from everybody.
You stay behind. You stay behind a lot of times because I mean, there's always new technology. There's always new ideas, and sometimes it works for some people. Sometimes it doesn't. But it's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to try. It never hurts to try.
Yeah. What would you say to a new artist or to an artist that or maybe somebody that's wanting to sing or has been thinking about singing but that's on the fence? What advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
I would. Like, it depends on the person, right? Because if you just think you just if you're thinking, I just want to sing, because I want to become famous. I want to be known. I want to awards. If that's the case, then it's good that you have that drive. But if it's just that, it's gonna be very difficult because all that doesn't come really really fast, and it doesn't come for everybody. So if you're gonna start singing it, make sure it's because you love to sing. Make sure it's because you love the music. Because a lot of people, like I said, if they're just going in for the awards and for the recognition and stuff like that, you're gonna be in a sad little world because it doesn't come like that, like for everybody. It sometimes it takes years, and
Yeah.
it's a difficult road. But if you love what you do, then all that doesn't matter because like up to now I've been doing the independent thing or as a solo artist for the past 6 years now, six almost 7 years now. um, I've done a lot. Like you said, just collaborating with Shelly was like a big huge deal. But I've recorded at the Velasquez studio in San Antonio, which is a big honor for me. Like I always dreamed
Wow.
of like, recording in a studio like that. Working with Gilbert Velasquez, like I said, working with Shelly. I've worked with a lot of musicians now. I've met a lot of cool people, a lot of people that I admired. So I mean, the little things like that. Those are the ones that push me. I'm not. I have been nominated for a couple things already at the Guadalupe Music Awards. I was nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year. At the, I didn't make the final ballot, but still, that to me meant a lot. I was nominated for Balada Song of the Year with Shelly Lares also, and then this past year for Cumbia con otro sabor. Also, I was nominated with the Shelly Lares. We made the top five, but we didn't get that award. But little things like that are cool. But they've come after so many like fails and misses and stuff like that. So like I said, if you love the music, then yes, do it. But if you're just looking for the accolades, the awards and stuff like that, then it's gonna be very difficult because sometimes the awards don't come till like 10 years,
Yep.
and if that's all you're looking for, you're gonna get discouraged.
Yeah,
Um, I
absolutely.
I, I see it more as an experience. We do we go to the Internet Gala, which is passed on Thursday in San Antonio, and just being able to talk to the other artists, and sometimes people that you haven't worked before, but they know you, and they like your music. Like that in itself is a huge honor for me. um, I go up to certain people and like, hey, I know who you are. And like, you do? It's like, yeah, I know your music. I've heard this song and this song. And I was like, well, yeah, like that to me, that's like that means the world to me.
Yeah.
Um, so I know that the music's going out there, and it's being heard, and then it's not just like my family, because
Yeah.
you've got people that appreciate what you're doing. And so like I said, I was kind of almost close to quitting in November. We put out that song con otro sabor, and when I did that, I kind of did it with the intention of, what, this is gonna be my last song. uh, I'm gonna stop going out to perform. If anything, I'm just gonna stay local. And I said, so maybe that's the end. I said, like, as far as trying to push music out there, uh, going into the big studios and stuff like that. Um, so I thought, okay, so this is my last song. You know what? I'm just gonna give up. That's it. Uh, but then a friend of mine, he called me and he said, you know what? I have a project for a friend of mine, and we want you to lend us your vocals for the song. Would you do it? I said, of course. I said, I mean, I'll do it. And he goes, how much do you want? And I said, no, man, I'll just do it for you. I love what I do. And he goes, okay. So we recorded a demo for the song, and this man, he loved it. And so he called a meeting, and we went to the studio. And when he showed up with a contract in his hand. And I mean, I went from almost quitting to being offered a contract for a record label. So I was like, okay, I had asked for a sign, and what bigger sign than that? You know what? God kind of said, you know what? He kind of slapped me in the head. He goes, here's your sign. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So we worked out the contract to where we were both comfortable, and so now, like I said, I'm part of Rondell Records. I'm the first artist, which to me is a huge honor because he's putting all this the all this like he's trusting me, all this trust in me to do something worthwhile for him, because it's an investment for them,
Yeah.
So it puts a little pressure on me, but I think it's the good kind of pressure, because before I was doing it for myself, and so I did push myself. I did try to make things like as good as possible. But now that I see that he's putting like all that effort, and he's supporting me in helping me trying to get this album out. Uh, it gives me a little another edge, another push. Like, okay, I need to sit down and actually write again. I had stopped writing for a few years now, and maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'll be back. And she goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm gonna go lock myself in the office, and I'm gonna write something. And sure enough, before the night was done, I wrote like 5 songs, and I hadn't had that inspiration for a while. So I'm guessing that, like I said, having that faith from him, his name is Dr. Gonzalez, and it's Rondell Records. So having the faith in for their faith in me to record something worthwhile, it gave me it gave me some an extra boost and more confidence. And I was like, okay, so you know what, you kind of at times as a person you kind of don't give yourself the value that you deserve. Because like I said, I mean, you go through your ups and downs when it comes to music, and I mean, some songs are like, wow, everybody wants to hear it. Other songs like, yeah, you see like there's like 100 streams, you know. It's like okay,
Yeah.
but now like now I wanna go that extra mile of even further and try and get an even better product for the people to have. Um, so we went to Fanfare. We played at Fanfare. We did our latest single live, and people seemed to like it and they enjoyed it. And they came up to me and was like, "Hey, where can I find the song?" And I said, "It's on Spotify, man. It's Apple. It's everywhere." We did it. We did a video for the song, and we did it in Heavenville, in a beautiful church, Catholic church, and then we did the other part in a ranch with some horses. And man, the support from Heavenville just came pouring in. It was crazy, but it was amazing, and I loved it. To feel that all that support and love, I was like, wow, it's amazing. So that pushes you, and like I said, it gave me that inspiration to now want to record more songs and write more songs. So like I'm looking forward to putting another one of my songs into this album. Hopefully soon.
And speaking, I have a record label myself, and when you have an artist who has that passion, has that drive, it's a hell of a feeling to have, because you have that confidence and that trust in them that they're going to put out their best product and everybody's names on it. The record label, the producer, of course the artist, everybody involved. So that is huge, man. And so congratulations to you on that. Yeah, you've had plenty of signs that people, you've had signs coming at you for many, many years. And I'm glad this one was another one that got you. And now you're back in the studio. Everybody that's out there that's tuning in right now, that's going to be tuning in the rest of the week or whenever you watch this, go and find Carlos's music, download it. It's on all the digital platforms. It's out there. There's some good stuff out there. We're gonna go ahead and play that collab with Shally Lades so that you guys can hear that one. Let me find it here. That one was right here. This one here is Carlos P. Garcia and Shally Lades.
¿Y quién tuvo la culpa de que te conociera? ¿A quién debo culpar por ponerte en mi vida cuando no debías? Encuentro algún culpable.
¿Y quién tuvo la culpa de que me enamorara? Si tú eres prohibido, ¿a quién se le ocurrió ponerte frente a mí, sabiendo que soy débil? ¿Y a quién voy a culpar de lo que siento ya, si es demasiado tarde para remediar? ¿Y a quién diablos reclamo este loco amor, si aquí yo fui el imbécil que se enamoró? ¿Y a quién voy a culpar si así lo quiso Dios? Por tal vez fue el destino que se equivocó. Y es que a veces parece que quiere jugar, y conmigo parece que sí le salió. Si es que existe algún culpable, creo que ese he sido yo. ¿Y a quién voy a culpar de lo que siento ya? Si es demasiado tarde para remediar. ¿Y a quién diablos reclamo este loco amor? Si aquí yo fui el imbécil que se enamoró. ¿Y a quién voy a culpar si así lo quiso Dios? O tal vez fue el destino que se equivocó. Y es que a veces parece que quieren jugar y conmigo parece que se les salió. Si es que existe algún culpable, creo que ese he sido yo.
Wow, man, that was powerful.
I love that
That was
song.
a good song. Yeah, man, it is. It's a great song. Great song. And
There's
so go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, that song I've done one, two, up to now. I think one of the songs I'm working on is also the songwriter. He's from out of Monterrey, Nuevo León, and his name's Eduardo Yayo Anguiano, and he's been writing for everybody, man. I mean, everybody's recorded his music so far. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of the artists in the Tejano industry. But he's getting from the other different genres also. He's getting a lot of his songs recorded. He's been nominated for Grammy and this and Tejano awards and all these other awards. He's doing awesome. So and this on this new album, the next song that we're working on is his. So I'm hoping it has like that same power. It's just in a cumbia. We're gonna do it in a cumbia style. But he writes with a lot of like emotion, and I love his music. So this is gonna be like the third or fourth song that I record from him. And like I said, he's done for a lot of other artists, big artists. And I don't want to say all the names because people are gonna think I'm name dropping or anything. But he's done like a lot of the main artists that we have
Yeah.
in town right now, and he's writing for everybody. He's doing really really good. So I'm hoping that that next song that's coming up for recording, as it's gonna be his. I'm hoping it's gonna be just as powerful, but in a cumbia style.
Wow, that's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah,
So do you lay your own drum tracks as a drummer? Do you lay all your drum tracks or
I haven't had the chance, but I'd love to do that. I actually I just invested in a new set, and I'm fixing up the my office as a half office, half studio, because I want to eventually record my own tracks here. I've been working on that for a long time, so hopefully by the end of the year, maybe I can record at least one song into that album with myself drumming. I've never had the chance to do it, and I'd be excited to do it.
yeah, I was curious about that. So when do you anticipate your new music coming out? When do you think it's gonna be released?
Well, I released a song in November, and then when I signed on to the label, we released one in January. So they were asking me to wait a few months, maybe like 4 or 5 months, uh, to release the next song. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the studio maybe like in a month or so, and we're hoping to have 3 songs ready to record, and within those 3 songs, is gonna be the next single,
The
and
next
then wait maybe another 3 or 4 months, go back into the studio, record another 3 or 4 songs, and have the last single in there so we can have a whole album by the end of the year.
nice. Nice. Yeah, that's a good plan. And that's what we do. That's what we've been doing. Um, of course, Monica Andrada, we have some new music coming out, and JR, we have a couple of new. We actually just went into Norteño. We're doing a couple of Norteño songs. So and I've been hearing the Norteño light. I've been
Yeah.
hearing a lot about the Norteño light, and it's kind of you didn't hear about it's either norteño or tejano or conjunto, but now this norteño light that's coming around that's getting popular, man. What do you think about that? What do you where are you at
Uh,
with that?
you know what? I The thing with me is that I like everything. Um, there's 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 a thing about norteño light that it's very very similar to the tejano. except the instruments are different and the beats a little bit, sometimes a little bit slower. But I mean, I for me, like I said, I've done a little bit of everything. So for me, I mean, I could go easily go into that area in one of my songs, and I was even kind of thinking about doing that on this album, because there's this one song that kind of has that feel that we could fix into a kind of Norteño Light type of situation. But still, people would probably think, it's just Tejano, because a lot of people don't make the distinction, and it's okay because we're all just trying to make that music that keeps our culture alive. So I mean, if it's Tejano, if it's Tejano progressive, Tejano, whatever they want to call it, and then there's conjunto, and then there's the norteño. We're all the same culture, but it's the same thing as with any other culture. And like there's hip hop, there's rap, there's R&B, there's soul, and there's like the country, there's a pop, there's all this other kind of music. So we should never really get stuck with anything, because like we draw influences from everywhere, and especially us here on the border. Like I live in the border of the U.S. and Mexico. So same thing for anybody that lives like all the way from over there in Eagle Pass, Del Rio, all the way down up here to the valley, which is Harlingen and Edinburgh, all this. We have a really, really uh, diverse culture because we get a little bit of both sides. So we get, like, for me, like I said, I was a drummer. I used to do heavy metal and rock. But in my house, my mom, she was a singer. She used to sing baladas rancheras, and mariachis. My sister, she was like a country, maybe a little bit R&B, and then my eldest sister, she used to listen to Tejano. My youngest sister, she was into like Menudo and all these other little boy bands back then. So I mean, there was just a mixture of music all the time in my house. So I can't say that I didn't appreciate the other music. I just preferred to listen to the rock music at that time. But as I grew and I started seeing all these other like getting into all these other types of music, and then one time, and it's a Selena thing. I went to see Selena at our local festival, and it's called the Jalapeno Festival. And Pete had just split from the group, so Pete had his own band, and Selena was the headliner. So we went up there and I saw Pete perform, and I mean, these guys were awesome, dude. Right? Because they had a little bit of that rock flair, so it piqued my interest. So I liked their show and stuff. But then when they finished and Selena came on, and I was like, you know what, like the heavens open, it was awesome. And
Yeah.
that day I was kind of like, you know what, I, there's more to the Tejano than we hear on the radio. When it's live, it's a whole different show. It's not just what you hear on the radio. It's a different production when it's live, and watching the artist perform. And she was an awesome performer. Um, so it caught my attention. So then, like a week later, 2 weeks later, they invited me to watch David Ligarzo Los Musicales. I was blown away. To this day, they're my favorite band. Um, and I watched them at a festival in Freer, and they were playing like a little bit of like jazz, funk, rock, stuff like that, like as an intro and then as an outro, and it sounded kind of like Rush at the end. So I was like, wow, they put all this stuff in there, So there's space for for us to kind of like blend the music and experiment with the music and stuff like that. So once I knew, or I learned that, once I learned, I was like, you know what? I really like the Tejano because you can put all these different influences in there, and then when it comes to cumbia, well, there's like a million different ways to play it. Like
Yep.
put a little bit of salsa in there, a little bit of bachata, whatever you want to do, and it usually works because most people have heard those rhythms before and they appreciate them. So then when you put them into a song and you put those rhythms in there, they usually work. So that they always say like our music is infused with all music, and it's true.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's true. We got Irma. We got. I'm sorry. Hilda Pena says, "Carlos, hello,
Thank
my
you.
friend. Welcome in, Hilda." We got David Vela, Mr. Oakland Raider, David Vela in the house. We got
Saludos.
Ken Chavez. Thank you, Ken Chavez, brother Ken, for joining us. We got Lupe LLM Montoya. Thank you, Lupe. Speaking of jalapeno, we have one of the founding members of Los Jalapenos, Gene Gauna. Thank you, Gene, for watching us.
Saludos.
We appreciate you. We've got Sarah Molina Chavez. Ah, man, we've got a loaded house. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We're gonna go. We're gonna play one more track, and then we're gonna come back and do the wrap up. You are here with Carlos P. Garcia. Everybody, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Hermoso cariño, hermoso cariño, que Dios ha mandado a ser destinado no más para mí. Precioso regalo, precioso regalo, del cielo ha llegado y que me ha colmado de dicha y amor. Hermoso cariño, hermoso cariño, y estoy como un niño con nuevo juguete, contento y feliz. No puedo evitarlo y quiero gritarlo. Hermoso cariño que Dios ha mandado no más para mí. Hermoso cariño, hermoso cariño, y estoy como un niño con nuevo juguete, contento y feliz. No puedo evitarlo y quiero gritarlo. Hermoso cariño que Dios ha mandado no más para mí.
There you go, everybody. That was Carlos Garcia. Man, that was another good hit, brother.
Thank you.
You got some good music out there. I have to say, I've listened to it, and got some good stuff, man. We are excited. I am excited to hear your new stuff. I want to say thank you for coming and hanging out with us, sharing your time with us, and kind of giving our viewers and our listeners a little bit about who you are, and bringing your music to us and to our side. And yeah, we got Lupe Montoya here. She said, "What a voice!" Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah. So, keep us in the loop, man. We got Norma Salazar just joining us. Hello, Norma.
Norma.
Um,
I'm George.
yeah, yeah, Norma and George, man. Yes, absolutely. They are some great supporters, and George is a great artist himself. So yeah, thank you. Continue to share your stuff with us, man, and put us on your distribution list when you get your music out, so we can continue sharing it on our pages on our side.
Of course.
Everybody that's watching, thank you guys. We got Gil Jimenez just joining us. Thank you, Gil. We're excited for you. Everybody, go and download Carlos's music. It's on all digital platforms. You can find it there. Download it and continue to share his stuff with everybody. Again, everybody, we are here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We bring artists through that want to share their music. They want to share their story. If you want to be part of the show, please reach out to myself or Hilda or Irma. Reach out to one of them. They can get you on the show, and we'll get you in and hear your story. Last words. What are your last words, Carlos, for us and for our viewers and everybody that's watching?
Oh, well, first, thank you. Appreciate you having me on the show and giving me all this time, the space. I really appreciate your viewers. Thank you for hanging around, sticking around. I know it's an hour long, but thank you all so much. Thank you for supporting the music. Thank you for supporting our culture, and thank you for everything that you do, pushing the music out and you know what, getting it out to people that are in different parts of the world, because our music, even if we know it or not, sometimes like I check my TuneCore account, and people are listening in Colombia and Peru and Ecuador and stuff like that, and it's like, so to me, I think they're listening to my music in another part of the world. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yes.
And you guys are a big part of that, because you keep pushing our music, you keep introducing the new artists, and letting everybody know who we are, because a lot of us are just maybe trying to break into the business. So appreciate you. Thank you everybody for like I said, supporting. You can find me anywhere on social media as Carlos P. Garcia Tano Singer. There is a few videos. Actually, there's like 9 videos on YouTube. I think there's like 3 or 4 that are actual videos. Like I don't do great acting, but I'm in there. So you can find those also there. And new music's gonna come out soon, and we're hoping to finish that album before the end of the year, and hopefully put out a great product for you guys.
Absolutely, man, and we are excited to be part of now your journey, because we are going to continue sharing your stuff, and like I tell everybody, once you are on our show, you become familia. You are now part of Familia Pueblo Promotions. We will be here at all times, and any way we can support you, you're welcome to come back at any time. If you want to share anything, your new music, whatever it is, you reach back out to us, and we will gladly have you back on. I want to say once again, congratulations to you. I loved your story, and good luck to everything that you got coming up in the future, man. Best of luck, and we are going to be supporting you 100%.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Carlos, and
thank you everybody for watching. Saludos.
Thank you. We'll see you. Everybody, that was Carlos Garcia, man. What a story! What a story that was to listen to, from where he started. Where he started, where he's at now. Almost wanting to give up a few times. I'm so glad he didn't give up, because he brought some great music to us, and that's awesome, man. That he continued, and he found another home, another record label. Now they're going to start putting out some music. So we are excited for that. One thing, everybody, I want to say, I am proud to announce that, right here, I'm going to show you guys, everybody, my new hat here, Saints and Sinners. That's a car club here in Pueblo. Actually, it's not just Pueblo. It's throughout. It's worldwide, and I am excited to be part of their club. So thank you to all them guys for giving me the opportunity and allowing me to do something else. Like, I don't have enough things to do, but it gave me the opportunity to be part of their organization. So I'm excited to be representing them as well. And everybody that's out there, remember, if you are an artist, if you are a solo artist, if you're a band, if you're an author, if you're a business owner, whatever it is, you want to share your story. You want to get the word out there. You want to get your information out there. That's what this platform is for. It's for you guys. reach out to us. This is not only just for artists and musicians. This is for everybody that wants to put their story out, or if they have a story, or if they have something that they are working on, a project, a nonprofit, whatever the case may be. Please get in touch with us. We want to bring you to the show. We want to give you the time to use this platform to be able to get that out to everybody. If you guys seen what I put on Facebook, oh man, uh, this July 9th in Vegas, Johnny Martinez and Veronica La Consentida, they're doing a inaugural. Man, I knew I was going to screw that word up. Anyway, they are going to be launching this Tejano in Vegas. It's getting big, and Veronica is behind this movement. Familia Pueblo is excited to be part of the support, whatever it is that however we can support and add our support. We're all in. We're going to be there, and it's the inaugural night, I guess, July the 9th in Las Vegas. So if you guys want to be part of history, come on out. We're going to be there. Familia Pueblo will be in the house. Team Sin Fronteras will be in attendance. We will be part of this movement. We are excited. One day, we hope to have Tejano artists, Tejano bands as having a residency. Man, my tongue is tight tonight. Having a residency in Las Vegas. We want to be able to do that just as along with everybody else, country, all the other genres that are out there. So that's one thing that we are pushing for. We're striving for. Familia Pueblo is on board to make those leaps and bounds to one day have our artist performing in Las Vegas, and that's what it's about. So we're excited to be part of that. And I'll tell you what, man, you know, it's amazing to be able to hear the passion that her and Johnny have. And I don't know the whole story of what fired them up so much, but I'll tell you one thing: whatever it was, they are on a mission, and the mission is this: Tejano is not dead. New artist, established artists, whatever it is, if you want to be part of that movement, jump on, get on board, because like I've always said, with unity is strength. Us Tejanos, if we become united, and we're a big driving force, and we have a lot of buying power. A lot of people don't realize the buying power that we have now, that we never had before. So we're there. We're wanting to push this forward. Familia Pueblo is all in 100%. So whatever it is that we're able to help out with, we're gonna be there. We've already made our reservations. We've booked our flights. We're all in. We're gonna be there. So if you guys want to join, come on out, man. It's gonna be a great night, July the 9th, Las Vegas. If you need more information, you can look on Johnny's page, Veronica's page. You can look at our page. We have the flyer there. We have the website there. So join on. Come and be part of history, and come and be part of the movement, because we are not silent anymore. We're moving on, and we're moving on up. Like the Jefferson says, we're moving on up. So, but anyway, thank you guys once again. We're here every single Tuesday. Don't forget that on every first Tuesday of the month, the ladies have their show right here. Irma, it is happy hour with Monica and Irma. That is every first Tuesday of the month. The girls have their show, and come and hang out with them. And they have a great show. It's kind of new. They're kind of new to it. We're getting them a little bit more comfortable with the show. But I'll tell you what, they're going to take off, and I hope they don't put me out of it. Maybe they one day might say, you know what, William, you're done. We're taking over, and who knows? But until then, we'll be here every single Tuesday. Once again, everybody, I'm going to put this up here. So if you're in Pueblo, if you're in the Colorado area, wherever you are, we have a full lineup right here. Our first show is I'm sorry, man, I'm jumping the gun. Saturday, May 16th, Puro Soul Jam. This is soldies and old school music. This is the finest of the old school, the Chicano soul. And then right after that, we're putting on a big golf tournament. We're going to be doing a golf tournament in June From there, it follows to June the 21st. We have a big Dia de los Padres shows. As you guys seen, we have Roberto Grego coming. We have Gonzalo coming. And you're going to want to hear the other lineup, the rest of the lineup that'll be here. And then that takes us into the Sin Fronteras, our annual Sin Fronteras Tejano Get Down with LA 45, La 45, George Rivas, and we got the Junior Salgado Project will be here as well. Then that takes us into August the 15th, Fiesta, Noche de Fiesta. We will have Sangre Joven all the way from Las Vegas, Nueva Mexico, Colorado All-Stars. From there, we go to the Colorado State Fair Sunday Fiesta Day. We have an entertainment lineup for you guys that is just going to blow your mind. After that, it takes us into the Chili Frijole Fest. Chili Frijole Fest this year is going to be just as good as it was last year. Yours truly will be the MC, and we will also be involved in the whole weekend. After that, we go into the Motorcycle Get Down, which is a big fun motorcycle event. But here it is, man. If you are a band and you want to be part of the Colorado State Fair Fiesta Day or the Fiesta Day Parade, get in touch with me. We would love to have your bands. And I'll tell you what, man, just to let you guys know, we're going to be giving away, for the very first time, we're going to be giving away a lot of money for the winners. We're not only going to be giving away, we got first place, second place, third place, and fourth place, and it starts at $1,000. The first place winner is going to receive $1,000 cash, plus you're going to get the headlining spot for the following year entertainment tent. So you, as the first place winner, will get $1,000 cash as well as the headlining spot for the following year, and then it goes from there. It goes to 800, 500, and 400. And also, there is no registration fee. So if you want to be part of this, the registration is out there. I put it out there on my Facebook page. Please go and find it, fill out the applications, get it back to me so that we can get that taken care of, because as you know, time goes by so fast, and we don't want to leave anybody out. We want you to, we want everybody to join. Hey, look at who's here. We got Veronica Lopez. She just put on, hello, Veronica. Thank you for joining us. We got www.honeydances.com. There it is. There you go. Yes. Right there, man. Right there. You got it. We are excited for that. So we are part of that as well. So everybody, I want to thank you once again for joining us. We got a lot of info. I know we put a lot of information out there every single week, but there is just so much stuff to get out there, and we want everybody to be involved, and we want everybody to stay up to date with everything that we have going on. I just had a great meeting today with one of the legends of New Mexico music, the 505. We had a really good meeting. We had a really good talk, and we're going to be doing some stuff. Put it this way, Familia Pueblo Promotions is going to be taking a trip to Albuquerque, and we're going to be doing a show in Albuquerque this year. So we're excited for that. We've been wanting to do something in New Mexico, and it seems to be. It looks really favorable that we are going to be taking our show on the road to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and stay tuned for that. We'll be putting out the rest of the information for that. But yeah, we're ready. Thank you guys. Stay blessed. We appreciate you guys. Man, nothing but love for all you guys that support us and come and hang out with us every single week, man. It's nothing but love. So until next time we see you, stay blessed. Man, do your best and give everybody a hand that you can, because we all need it every now and then. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a good hump day, and we will be talking to you guys very, very soon. J.R. Reina, our latest, Busca Otro Amor. We went norteño.